Hello, Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your prediction for June 2026. It is a collective general reading, so as the messages come through today, take what fits, leave what doesn't, because if it's not your message, it simply means it's meant for someone else. And please check your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. And if you're not sure what those placements are, in the description box of this video is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. With all of that said, now let's begin. Okay, slide over a bit here. Okay, tapping into the Leo collective now. Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What does Leo need to know for June 2026? What do they need to know for June? Let's get one more shuffle here. Thank you. Okay. In the heart of your spread, my dear, we have the Six of Pentacles. In the top row, we have Temperance, Six of Cups, and the Empress. Flanking the Six of Pentacles is the Knight of Pentacles and the Three of Wands. And in the bottom row, we have the King of Cups, we have the Nine of Swords, and we have the Four of Pentacles. Sneak peek now into July. Can't believe I'm saying July. Three of Pentacles, the Star, and the Two of Cups. And that leaves the Devil, the Magician, my least favorite combination in tarot, to the Death card, to the Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Let's begin to clarify now. We're using the After Tarot deck. If you're not familiar with this deck, the images are slightly different. It does alter the meaning of the cards, and we'll go through them as necessary in your reading today. For Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements for June 2026, we are clarifying Temperance, Six of Cups, the Empress, Knight of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Three of Wands, King of Cups, Nine of Swords, and the Four of Pentacles. Let's get one more shuffle here. Thank you. Temperance is clarified by the Sun. Six of Cups is clarified by Three of Cups. The Empress is clarified by the World. The Knight of Pentacles is clarified by the Four of Swords. The Six of Pentacles is clarified by the High Priestess. The Three of Wands is clarified by the Four of Pentacles. The King of Cups is clarified by the Two of Pentacles. The Nine of Swords is clarified by the Nine of Wands. And the Four of Pentacles is clarified by the Magician. Sneak peek now again into July. We have Six of Cups, Five of Wands, Queen of Wands, and that leaves a King of Cups, Six of Wands, Star card to Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck. All right. Obviously, we will clarify this further. But let's begin at the heart of the spread where we have the Six of Pentacles to the High Priestess. This is your overall energy for the month of June 2026. There's a feeling here of going within and wanting more. I don't know what that means because it's a collective general reading. Maybe you want more out of something here. I want more. I'm going to clarify this for you, but this is giving me the feeling of something in my life is off balance or not working or not yielding the result that I've wanted or that I was hoping for. Like I want more out of this relationship. I want more out of this friendship. I want more out of this job. I want more out of this business. But you're going within to figure out how to acquire that. So there's something here in your life that's a little off balance. You feel like it should be better at this stage, and it isn't. You're desiring more from something or someone, and you're trying to go within to figure out how do I do that. In the top row, we have Temperance to the Sun card, Six of Cups to the Three of Cups, the Empress to the World. I don't think you necessarily dislike this situation, environment, or connection, but you want more for it. You want it to grow. You want it to expand. So I have a group of you here where there's something here in your life that you don't completely dislike. I don't have any feelings here of like disdain. I hate this. It's just I want more for myself. Or I want to take the situation, environment, or connection and make more from it. I want to see it grow. I want to see it expand. And I'm willing to create a plan on how to do that. I just haven't quite figured out what's the plan. Like, how do I make this happen? So it's like you're sitting in position A, okay? And you're like, I want to get to B, right? B is the goal. B is the end goal. I just don't know how to get from A to B. I hope this is making sense for someone watching. So again, that Three of Wands is I'd like to move forward. I'd like to grow. I'd like to expand, but I feel stuck. Four of Pentacles. King of Cups to the Two of Pentacles. This isn't working for me. Nine of Swords, Nine of Wands. I need to come up with a different way or a better way. I want to get unstuck from this and create what it is here that I desire. Let's begin to clarify. Kind of like the Gemini reading, instead of doing that top row first, we're going to start at the heart of the spread, just so I get a little bit better of an energy read here for you. Six of Pentacles. What is not working here? What is not working here in June for the Leo collective? Clarify that Six of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. Six of Pentacles is clarified by Five of Cups, Queen of Cups, and the Page of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Ace of Pentacles. There's a disappointment here. I pursued this. I pursued this job. I pursued this business. I pursued this industry. I pursued this idea. I pursued this person. And it just isn't giving me that return on my pentacle investment, whatever pentacle investment is for you. Time, love, money, talent, devotion. There's sadness. There's a, I should have been further along by now, or this should be further along by now. High Priestess. Tell me about that High Priestess energy. And I don't really think at this point in the game of the reading that you're discussing this with anyone. The High Priestess is like it's all internal to you. One more shuffle. Thank you. High Priestess is clarified by Wheel of Fortune. There's that Five of Cups again, and there's that Six of Pentacles. There has to be a better way. Queen of Cups shows themselves again. So again, you love or respect or admire whomever or whatever this is. We'll call it the goal. Again, you don't hate it. You just want it to be better, stronger, you know, pay you more, make more money, be better balanced. And it's like I have to figure out a different way on how to do this to yield the result that I want. Temperance. Why is Temperance here? One more shuffle. Thank you. Temperance, clarified by Seven of Pentacles. I've been in this for a long time, or I've been doing it this way for a long time. The Hermit. Two of Wands. The feeling here is I've been doing this for quite some time. You're thinking of this very logically. You're using your logic, okay, as your intellect, as well as your intuition. I've been doing this for a long time. It's not yielding the result that I want. I'm going within to figure out how to make this work for me. How to make this work for me, how to make more money, how to make this connection stronger. Again, I'm not quite sure what it is here for you. I don't think abandoning it or walking out or giving up on it is what you're seeking. I'm just telling you energetically what's here. Please don't allow tarot to dictate what you do. But we're not looking at, I want to abandon this. We're looking at, I want to improve this. Tell me about that Sun card. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Sun is clarified by the Knight of Pentacles. I want a new plan. Nine of Swords. And the Three of Swords. Bottom of the deck, Six of Swords. So in the After Tarot deck, the Three of Swords is healed. The Nine of Swords, this person is utilizing the Ace of Swords, and they're slaying away the Eight Swords of doubts, fears, and anxieties. So the feeling here is I want success with this. Sun card is the best card in a tarot deck, if you ask me. That's 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. I want success. I want healing. I want abundance. I want happiness. And I want to create this for myself. I want to create a plan. So you're absolutely certain in the month of June that whatever this is for you, you like it, love it, or have some level of affection or esteem or dedication. You don't want to give up on it. That seems to be an absolute here again. Don't allow tarot to dictate what you do. But it's just like, I know without a doubt now that it's not working, and I need to find a different strategy, plan to make it work for me. Six of Cups. Clarify that Six of Cups. Clarify these Six of Cups. One more shuffle. Thank you. Six of Cups is clarified by Eight of Wands, Seven of Swords, and the Ten of Swords. Bottom of the deck, Eight of Pentacles. The way I've been going about this isn't working. It's sabotaging my end goal, and I have to put an end to it. Again, I don't think you're putting an end to the situation, environment, or connection. You're realizing that the way you're going about it is you're a bit of a saboteur with it. And I don't think you intentionally meant to do that. Like, why would you? It's just like, I need to find another way how to do this. Three of Cups is clarified by Judgment. So it's a judgment call you're making. The way I've been doing this isn't working. It isn't yielding the result I want. I have to own this, right? I made these decisions, and I have to own this. Okay, very mature energy here. One more shuffle. Thank you. Judgment clarified by the Two of Cups and the Five of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, Four of Cups. So I'm going to read this two different ways. For some of you, it is a connection. In that Two of Cups, it could be with a friend, a family member, a lover. It could be a boss, coworker, employee. Take it how it resonates to you. But again, the feeling here is the way I've been handling this connection or the way I've been going about this connection. I'm realizing my negative influence on it. Like I'm realizing my traits or maybe how I lent to us being in the position where we're at. And I want us to come out from being out in the cold. Like I don't want to be isolated from this person. I don't want to isolate this person. I don't want to walk away from this person. So there's a realization here. If this is a connection in your life, professional, platonic, or romantic, the feeling here is I want to make it work. And the After Tarot deck, the individual is coming out of being in a state of lack or, no longer being abandoned or no longer wanting to be abandoned. For those of you where this is not a connection-based reading, then this is me and my higher self agreeing that the way I've been going about the situation of our connection isn't beneficial to me. And I now can own that the way I've been going about trying to make money or, approaching this experience, I really haven't been doing it the right way, or probably should have pivoted at some point in time. So either way, situation, environment, or connection, you're acknowledging the role you played that got you to where you are today with it. And again, the feeling is I don't want to give up on this. I just want to do it differently or have a better outcome. Empress. I'm not going to clarify Empress to the World card. Empress is a card of wanting to birth something, wanting to nurture something, feeling like you are in your highest vibration. Again, like I'm making this decision from a higher state of being, or like your higher mind. And then that World card in the After Tarot deck, instead of being flanked with the four fixed signs, it's actually flanked with the four aces, which we have here in the Magician card. So maybe you were fixed on one time on this. You are a fixed sign. We're like, nope, this is how I'm going to do it. It's the only way I'm going to do it. Now you're admitting, okay, maybe the way I was going about this isn't right. Maybe I can do this a little bit differently. I can rebirth this into what I want, and I'm going to get creative when it comes to this new chapter. Knight of Pentacles. Tell me about the plan here. Tell me about the plan. One more shuffle. Thank you. This is the CPR plan, if you will. Like I'm going to resuscitate the connection. I'm going to resuscitate the business. You know what I mean? I'm going to resuscitate my education, learn something new. There's something like that here happening. Knight of Pentacles clarified. Look at that. The Four of Swords twice. There's a resuscitation here happening. High Priestess, using your intuition. And we see the Magician card again, technically the third time on the table, because the World card in the After Tarot deck is like half World card, half Magician. So I'm going to resuscitate this. I'm going to create a plan to do it better. Like I want to be successful with this. Strength card at the bottom of the deck, which is you, Leo. It's a decision here that you're making. Clarify that Four of Swords, the resuscitation here. One more shuffle. Thank you. Queen of Cups, Four of Cups, and the Seven of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, the Devil. So I think you were very fixed. No offense to you. You are a fixed sign. But this is coming across as being very stubborn in the past. This is the way I've done this. This is the way I've always done this business. This is the way I've always done partnership. This is the way I've always interacted with this person. This is what I've wanted to do for my whole life. This, career. You're realizing that you were a little too fixed and maybe in an unhealthy way. And this is a month where you're like, I'm going to expand my mind and think of a different way on how to approach this, or a different way on how to yield the result that I want. You're admitting your mistake here. And you're dumping out those old fixed thoughts of like, it has to be done this way. And instead you're saying, I'm opening myself up to new possibilities and new ideas, because at the end of the day, I want that goal to materialize. In the After Tarot deck, the Devil isn't what we typically see, right? Typically we see two people shackled to one another, shackled to the podium, shackled to the devil that presides over that podium. But in the After Tarot deck, they're free. So I feel like what you're releasing is a very rigid mindset that kept you stuck in a loop that was yielding an unsuccessful result. The Three of Wands, which is the Sun in Aries. So now you get to move forward. In the After Tarot deck, the Four of Pentacles is met with the scorpionic energy of Grim Reaper. So we're putting an end to the way we used to do this. Tell me about that Three of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. Clarified by the Nine of Pentacles. There's that Judgment card again. And the Knight of Cups. Bottom of the deck, the Sun card. And then the feeling is, I got it. Okay, I got it. Now I know what I'm going to do. Okay, so we go from admitting our mistake, realizing the way we were handling it was wrong, or acknowledging where maybe we were a little too fixed or stubborn, opening ourselves up to new ideas, and then these new ideas start flowing in, and you make the judgment call of, now I know what I'm going to do. Four of Pentacles. Tell me about that Four of Pentacles, which actually is like a release in this deck. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Four of Pentacles is clarified by the Strength card. There you are again. The Nine of Cups and the Lovers. It's a choice you're making. For me to be happy, for me to yield the result I want, I have to admit that maybe the way I was going about this was wrong, and I have to do things differently. And you're choosing now to do things differently. King of Cups. For me, Queens exist in the present because they process the past, and Kings take action. And the Two of Pentacles in the After Tarot deck, the person's turning their back and they're moving forward. So because I love this so much, person, place, or thing, I'm going to move forward now differently. King of Wands, another king of taking action. One more shuffle. Thank you. That King of Cups is further clarified here by the King of Wands, Two of Pentacles, and the Eight of Swords. Bottom of the deck, Ace of Cups. Okay, so I'm going to do this differently. We're going to figure out what you're doing differently. But tell me about the Two of Pentacles there. One more shuffle. Thank you. Two of Pentacles, clarified by Queen of Swords, Page of Cups, and the Fool card. And there you are. By the time you get to Cancer season, last week or so, last 10 days of the month, whatever this is, you are doing it differently. You're doing this friendship differently, the familial connection differently, the romantic partnership differently, the job differently, learning something new differently, or just deciding to learn something new. For those of you, maybe you were a little rigid or stubborn. If you're a business owner, you're trying out some new ideas. So it's admitting where you went wrong, saying that you're telling the universe, basically, I'm open to some new ideas, you know, kind of bring them to me, whatever yields the result I want. And then as you receive them and you make these decisions and you decide to move forward, you now settle. I don't want to use the word settle, but you decide to try at least one, in that Page of Cups to the Fool card. It's like, okay, that sounds good. I'm going to try that. So in Cancer season, you're moving forward now with something new. Okay, a new approach, I should say. Nine of Swords. Tell me about the Nine of Swords. One more shuffle. Thank you. Nine of Swords, clarified by the Moon. I don't know if it's going to work. Queen of Swords to the Queen of Swords. I don't know if it's going to work, but it's different than how I did it last time. So I'm going to try it. Ten of Cups. And maybe it'll make me really happy, Death card, or it won't yield the result I want. And then I'm going to try something else. So what we're seeing here is the energetic processing, the behind the scenes, right? The behind the curtain, sort of like Wizard of Oz. We're seeing the behind the curtain mechanics of your internal processing here to finally open up to say, I'm going to try to do it a little differently. And I'm going to try this. And if it works, great. And if it doesn't, I'm just going to try something else. So you're not giving up on whomever or whatever this is. And you're willing to try different ways to yield the result that you want. Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands, like, I'm not giving up on this. Not giving up on this. Just going to try something new. It reminds me of when I started a week ago. And for a long time, people were like, you got to use different, images for your thumbnails on your YouTube videos. And I tried it with Chat GPT. Wasn't really impressed. But I didn't want to give up on it. And I was like, well, I'm just going to try a different AI image generator. And then I moved on to Gemini. And so far, it's been okay. I might change it again. But that was sort of my feeling also. Okay, this is what I want to do, or at least I'm open to trying it, because I was very fixed beforehand, like no thumbnails. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to try it. And I tried one program for about a week, played around with it, maybe 2 weeks. Like I said, wasn't crazy about the images, and nothing wrong with ChatGPT. It just, I didn't like my interaction with it, right? And then I just moved on to another one instead of giving up on it. And I feel like that's what you're doing here. Okay, we'll try it. If it works, great. If not, I'll try something else. That's the feeling here. One more shuffle. Thank you. Nine of Wands, clarified by the Emperor. the Five of Swords and the Seven of Swords. That's exactly it. You know definitively you're not going to go back to being that fixed energy that you were beforehand. Seven of Swords is Aquarius energy, which is another fixed sign. And in the After Tarot deck, the person is moving forward, looking back, very mindful of the mistakes of the past, and not stepping in that trap again, or careful not to step in that trap again. So careful not to make the same mistake. So I like this. You're saying, I need to take ownership of this. I'm going to try this new way of doing this. If it works, great. If it doesn't, I'm just going to Page of Pentacles, try something else or learn something else. Four of Pentacles. Tell me about the Four of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. Four of Pentacles, clarified by the Devil, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Seven of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Wheel of Fortune. You are obsessed with success, with whatever this is. But now you're willing to look at a variety of different avenues and options for you to achieve that success that you want. And you're like, this is my moment, Wheel of Fortune. I got to do this. Jupiter has been in Cancer for the last year, and it'll be moving into your, actually, Jupiter is in Cancer now. I don't know what house that falls in for you individually for your birth chart, but it may be impacting all of this with the, that expansive view of Jupiterian energy. That's quite possible for some of you. So again, I don't know, if it's hitting your house of partnerships and relationships, or if it's hitting, your house of finance, or maybe your house of like your domestic. It could even be well-being for some of you, right? If you've been trying to quit something or lose weight and you're deciding, okay, the way I've been going about it is wrong, but I'm just going to do it differently. I'll try something else. If it works, great. If it doesn't. So again, I don't know what house it's impacting you, but I think that Jupiter in Cancer may be affecting this for some of you. Let's clarify the Magician here. They fell face down, but we're going to take them. Knight of Swords, Seven of Wands, and the Ten of Cups. I'm determined to be successful and happy with this. 10 of Cups and 10 of Pentacles. But I'm also willing to, one by one, go and try new things. And if it works, great. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. Hate to keep repeating the message, but that's what keeps coming through. Knight of Wands here at the bottom of the deck. Let's pull 3 cards now on July. We have the Three of Pentacles, the Star, the Two of Cups, the Six of Cups, the Five of Wands, the Queen of Wands. So here, when you decide to try this out differently, in July, you seem to be reviewing. Remember, queens exist in the present, they process the past, and kings take action. So you're in review here. These changes that I've made to the past way I used to do something, how are the results? Like, let's say you have a YouTube channel, and maybe you're like me, right? You change the thumbnails. And now in July, you look back and you go, well, now I want to look at the analytics. I want to see, like, did my viewer count change? Did I make a couple of more cents, on the videos? This seems to be a review of the work I put in to achieve this. Am I closer to the end goal that I originally wanted? 3 cards here. Thank you. 9 of Wands, that thing that I didn't give up on. 6 of Swords, and I moved forward and I did it a different way. Page of Swords. Now it's, again, it's that studying, right? Queen of Pentacles. The way I invested in this and I did it differently. Is it yielding the result now that I want? So you are changing something here by the time you get to end of June, moving into Cancer season. You are changing something up in that last 10 days. And then in July, Cancer season, moving into your season, you're looking back on it to see if you have made progress, if it's beneficial to you, or if you need to change something else. One more shuffle. Thank you. 8 of Wands, Page of Pentacles, and the King of Wands. Bottom of the deck, 9 of Pentacles. Because if your assessment in July is this isn't quite yielding the result, or it's not coming in quick enough, King of Wands, I'm prepared to change something up again. Okay, let's get you some advice. Let's get you 3 cards of advice for this internal processing that you're doing. 3 cards of advice here for the internal processing. We really got to see the mechanics of how you are internalizing this. From realizing it's not working to realizing, your part in that. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The 7 of Pentacles, that thing that you have been investing in. Page of Pentacles, your advice here. 10 of Wands, it's that work smarter, not harder feeling. Bottom of that, King of Pentacles, yes. Look for new ways to create that end result. Absolutely. And you're being honest with yourself. So I like this. So the advice for you from Spirit is to look for new ways on how to achieve this. Whatever this goal here is for you, it was becoming like excessively difficult for you to achieve the goal. It's not telling you to give up on the goal. It's just telling you to, Page of Pentacles, learn a new way on how to acquire it. What about this new thing that they're doing here towards the end of the month? Any advice on that new option? One more shuffle. Thank you. Advice on the new option. Lovers, it's your choice. Okay, you have free will. Love that for you. Justice and King of Wands. If you feel that's the fair and balanced thing for you to do and you just want to try it, Eight of Pentacles, you want to put some effort into trying it, then go ahead and do it. Yeah, go ahead and do it. Absolutely. And again, that King of Wands is second decan of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is, rules that Wheel of Fortune card that we saw. So there's definitely something here of trying to be very smart when it comes to catching lightning in a bottle. Like I want to get this right. I really want this to be successful. I'm going to grab you 3 cards for July. I don't think I've done that for any of the other signs, so just don't tell them. One more shuffle here. Thank you. July for the assessment. 4 of Pentacles. Remember, you let go of that. Ace of Pentacles because you tried something new. King of Cups. Bottom of the deck, 10 of Cups. Yeah, be honest with yourself when you're looking at this new thing that you're trying or that you're learning. Be honest with yourself. How does it make you feel? Do you feel like you have made, progress with it? Sometimes we have to look at things on how it makes us feel as opposed to can I visually see it? Because some changes we make in life takes a little bit longer. Like using myself as an example with those thumbnails. In July, I might get some, or in June, I might get some analytics feedback, but 30 days is probably not going to be enough. So this is like, how does it make you feel? Do you feel like you've made progress? Has the feedback from people been positive? If it is, make the decision to move forward. If you're happy with the progress you've made, then just try it out for at least another month. King of Cups for me is 1 month because the king holds a cup and cups are months. So it's like, well, then just try it out for 1 more month and then see if it yields the results. So don't be so quick to scrap it. If in July you're like, I kind of see progress, but not really. It's like, let's give it 1 more month just to absolutely be sure. Okay, let's get you some oracle cards and we'll close it out with some kippers. I like this. It takes a very mature person to say, I want this to succeed, and I'm seeing where I'm prohibiting that from happening. So I'm going to do it differently. Even if it's relationship for you. I see where I failed in past relationships or connections. So with this friendship or this romantic partner, I'm going to do things differently. And it's very big of you, whether the relationship works out or not. This is a relationship reading. The fact that you can acknowledge, yeah, maybe I was a little toxic in the past, or I was operating from triggers or wounds. And now that I'm healed, remember that 3 of Swords, you're healed. I'm going to try to do this relationship differently. Or I'm going to try to do the same relationship in the past. I want to revisit it now and do it differently. So I think the whole point of the message here is you're realizing where maybe you were a little bit of a detriment to not achieving the goal. But you're opening up your mind now to doing it differently. And I think that's the success here. That's the growth. And that's huge. 1 more shuffle. Thank you. I typically don't see that for a lot of people. Forward movement. I'll read these to you in a second. Freedom. And adventure. Oh, I love that. Potential. All right, let's get you 3 more cards. I don't think any of those 3 cards came out for the other signs that I read for today. 1 more shuffle. Thank you. Hearth Fire. Crystal Waters. Stormy Skies. Bottom of the deck, Celtic Chalice. Forward movement. Move forward from the heart, guided by your inner compass towards the future. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing there with that High Priestess card. Freedom, release your shackles and pursue your personal freedom. Definitely letting go of the way you used to do this. And then adventure. Embrace adventure and accept the uncertainties of life. And that was that feeling there. I'm going to try this. If it works, great. If it doesn't, that's okay too. Hearth Fire. Home is your sanctuary. Create a space of warmth and love. So as a little advice here for you, maybe you want to do something nice for your home, some spring or autumn cleanup. There's something here about this is going to take a lot out of you to learn to do, to implement. So make sure on your downtime that you are enjoying your space. crystal waters. Purify your mind. Clarity comes with calm. We see you doing that, like trying to figure out how to improve the situation, environment, or connection, or how to do it differently. And then stormy skies. I think this is something from the past. Weather the storm. Clarity follows turbulence. Absolutely. And then we have you here gaining the clarity. Bottom of the deck, potential. Unleash your inner potential and transcend self-limitations and embrace emotional fulfillment. Your cup overflows with abundance. I think that's what you're looking for, is that 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups type of abundance. All right, let's close it out now with some Kippers. Kipper cards, please. We'll get 6 of them, 2 for each row. For Leo, for June 2026, we have the gift card, and we have occupation is on the side. So this is what you've been wanting to achieve, and for all of my effort, I'm not receiving, you know, that end result there, that return on investment, no matter how hard I work. 2 cards for the middle row, journey, and courtship came out on the side. So again, I want to do this differently. This is either you and yourself talking, like you and your higher self, or when it comes to connections in general. Again, professional, platonic, or romantic. I'm willing to learn how to do it differently this time, how to move forward differently. 2 cards here for the last row. Official person, stepping into the role of the emperor of your life to make this decision and to move forward. And then we have poverty sort of came out on the side. So again, it's a feeling of the way I've been doing it was not correct or not yielding the result, but great fortune. That's what I'm headed towards. So you want success with whomever or whatever this is, and it looks like that's exactly what you're going to do. So whether it is professional, platonic, or romantic, the Leo collective is moving forward, freeing themselves from a habit or pattern that they were very fixed in the earth there, not wanting to change your mind on it, but you're changing your own mind in June 2026. You're trying something new, and it looks like in July you're quite pleased with the results. That is what I have for you for June 2026. If you like those messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video on your mobile device if you're able to do that. And don't forget to check out your other placements. Until I read for you again, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace.